자, 같이 읽어볼게요. Have you filled a bucket today?
Have you filled a bucket today?
A guide to daily happiness for kids.
A guide to daily happiness for kids.
좋습니다. All day long, everyone in the whole wide world walks around carrying an invisible bucket.
All day long, everyone in the whole wide world walks around carrying an invisible bucket.
You can't see it, but it's there.
You can't see it, but it's there.
좋습니다. You have a bucket. Each member of your family has a bucket.
You have a bucket.
bucket가 아니고 bucket.
Each member of your family has a bucket.
Your grandparents, friends, and neighbors all have buckets.
Your grandparents, friends, and neighbors all have a bucket.
Everyone carries an invisible bucket.
Everyone carries an invisible bucket.
Your bucket has one purpose only.
Your bucket has one purpose only.
Its purpose is to hold your good thoughts and good feelings about yourself.
Its purpose is to hold your good thoughts and good feelings about yourself.
You feel happy and good when your bucket is full.
You feel happy and good when your bucket is full.
And you feel sad and lonely when your bucket is empty.
And you feel sad and lonely when your bucket is empty.
Other people feel the same way too.
Other people feel the same way too.
They are happy when their buckets are full and they are sad when their buckets are empty.
They are happy when their buckets are full and they're sad when their buckets are empty.
It's great to have a full bucket, and this is how it works.
It's great to have a full bucket, and this is how it works.
Other people can fill your bucket and you can fill theirs. You can fill your own bucket too. So, how do you fill a bucket?
Other people can fill your bucket and you can fill
Theirs.
You can fill your own bucket too. So how do you fill a bucket?
You fill a bucket when you show love to someone, when you say or do something kind, or even when you give someone a smile.
You fill a bucket when you show love to someone, when you say or do something kind, or even when you give someone a smile.
That's being a bucket filler.
That's being a bucket filler.
A bucket filler is a loving, caring person who says and does kind things for others.
A bucket
filler
is a lonely,
loving,
caring person who says and does kind things for others.
When you treat others with kindness and respect, you fill their bucket.
When you treat others
with
kindness and respect, you fill their bucket.
잘하고 있어요. But you can also dip into a bucket and take out some good feelings.
But you can also dip into a bucket and
take out
some good feelings.
You dip into a bucket when you make fun of someone, when you say or do mean things, or even when you ignore someone.
You dip into a bucket when you make fun of someone, when you say or do mean things, or even when you ignore someone.
That's bucket dipping.
That's bucket dipping.
Bullying is bucket dipping.
Bullying is bucket dipping.
When you hurt others, you dip into their bucket. You will dip into your own bucket too.
When you hurt others, you dip into their bucket. You will dip into your own bucket too.
잘하고 있어요. Many people who dip have an empty bucket. They may think they can fill their own bucket by dipping into someone else's, but that will never work.
Many people who dip have an empty bucket. They may think
they can
fill their own bucket by dipping into someone else's, but that will never work.
You never fill your own bucket when you dip into someone else's.
You never fill your own bucket when you dip into someone else's.
But guess what? When you fill someone's bucket, you fill your own bucket too.
But guess what? When you fill
someone's bucket,
you fill your own bucket too.
You feel good when you help others feel good.
You feel good when you help others feel good.
All day long, we are either filling up or dipping into each other's buckets by what they say and what they do.
All day long, we are
either filling up
or dipping into
each other's
bucket by what we say and what we do.
Try to fill a bucket and see what happens.
Try to fill a bucket and see what
happens.
You
love your family. Why not tell them you love them? You can even tell them why.
You love your family.
Why not?
Tell
them
you love them. You can't even tell them
why. Your caring words will fill their bucket with joy.
Your caring
words
will fill their bucket
with joy. 잘하고 있어요. Watch for smiles to light up their faces. 시작. Watch for smiles to light up their faces. You will feel like smiling too.
You will feel like
smiling too. A smile is a good clue that you have filled a bucket.
A smile is a good
clue.
단서 that you
have filled
a bucket.
If you practice, you will become a great bucket filler.
If you
practice 연습하면
you will
become 될 거다.
A great bucket filler.
Just remember that everyone carries an invisible bucket and think of what you can say or do to fit it.
Just to write.
Remember that
everyone carries an invisible bucket, and think of when you can't say or do to fill it.
Okay. Here are some ideas for you. You could smile and say hi to the bus driver.
Here are some
ideas
for you. You could smile and say hi to the bus driver.
You could invite the new kid at school to play with you.
You could invite the new kids at school to play with you.
You could write a thank you note to your teacher.
You could
Write
a thank you note to your teacher.
You could tell your grandpa that you like spending time with him.
You could tell your grandpa that you like spending time with him.
There are many ways to fill a bucket.
There are
many ways
to fill a bucket.
오케이. 오케이. 여기까지 했던 것 같아요. 오케이. 수고했습니다.